Hey, it's great to be here. I'm really nervous. It's like, I feel like if my heart were in a hummingbird right now, it would be dead. But I've got a story that I really, it's true and I love it. And it's not the unrequited love of, oh my God, you had a crush on me in high school? I had a crush on you. Oh, what a life of love we've lost, you know. It's not that. It's between a wonderful, incredible father and a very strange little boy. That's me. So, and also I'm incredibly emotional, so you'll just have to bear with me. It's been a plague of mine forever. So I have to start off and let you know that where I was raised, I'm a country boy. I'm raised on a farm outside of a town of 150 people. Now, we were distant, remote. 2 hours to Omaha, 2.5 hours to Kansas City. We're in the middle of nowhere. Westboro, Missouri is right on the Iowa-Missouri border. They're all farmers. You know, all farmers, you know, except for the people that sell the feed and the seed. And we had a school that went up to 6th grade, 8 people in my class. So very tiny, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Now in this town is a very established tradition of women do this and men do this. In my family, there were 5 kids. Three boys, and then me, which, a boy, okay, 4 boys. Almost. Isn't that obvious? So, I guess so. I don't have to explain shit now. Okay, so there's 4 boys and 1 girl at the very end. And years later, I joke to my mother and say, yeah, well, you came close with me, Mom. You know, and she'd be like, oh, Roddy Meyer, don't say things like that. You know, so now the brothers were named this way in first coming to me, okay? Tracy J, Kirby K, Joel Clay, Roddy Meyer. Right? You thought it was going to be Roddy Ray. You would think. But I think my parents tuned in to some kind of universal consciousness, and it's like, this boy is not going to be right, you know? This boy is going to be different, which is how my mom said it all the time. It's like, well, honey, you're different. You're different, and that's okay. You're different in a good way, which is wonderful. Okay, lost my train of thought, but I'm back on it. Okay. Ooh, this is hard. So anyhow, in this world that I was raised in, men did this, women did this. Men hunted and fished and played football and played baseball and wrestled, and girls sang and played piano and did all the things I wanted to do. So it's like, hey, my father has had 3 normal boys. I know there's like psychologists and therapists out there going, normal, you shouldn't use normal because blah, 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 blah. Come on, normal, you know what I'm saying. Normal boys, they like to hunt and fish and blah, blah, blah. Here comes me, and I'm like, do you want to go toss the football around? It's like, oh no, that hurts. Football, it's not a ball. It's got points on the end. And when they throw it at you, it's a torpedo. It's nothing to catch. It's nothing to catch. It's something to dodge and something to bat at like that. You know, no, I don't want to play football. I don't want to play baseball. I don't want to, do you want to go fishing? No, I don't want to go fishing. You go fishing, they're like, well, there's too many bluegill in this pond. If you get some bluegill, just toss them out because you got too many bluegill in this pond. I'm like, oh my God, the poor effing bluegill. So they're all fishing. I'm like putting the little sun-baked sand-coated bluegill back in the pond, you know, covertly, mind you. Back in the pond, and these fish are just like, oh, what the hell was that, you know? So, okay, you're getting the idea. The other thing is that I was way too sensitive. Here's the therapist again going, oh, too sensitive is the wrong way. No, I was too sensitive. I just was. You know, Saturday night was the one night we could have candy and pop. Okay, and we watched the movie together. So one night I'm sitting there, I'm waiting for the bell. I'm sitting there watching the movie, and I was on the floor with pillows, and I had my chocolate-covered raisins right here. And I get intrigued with something in the movie. So it goes on too long, and I look down to eat my chocolate-covered raisins. And I was like, I can't eat them. They're my friends now. I'm talking too sensitive. And it's like, so I'm like, okay, me and my friends are gonna watch this movie. Well, my eldest brother, Tracy, sees this and he's like, why aren't you eating your candy? I'm like, I wasn't 14, I was like 3 or 4, okay? I was like, yeah. So Tracy is like, why aren't you eating your candy? And I'm like, they're my friends. And he's like, that's stupid, eat your candy. I'm like, I can't, they're my friends. Like, if you don't eat that candy, I'm gonna eat that candy. So I realize it's serious now. So I get up with my friends and I start running, and I go to the kitchen table and I'm running around and running around. And, you know, he'll catch up to me, then I duck under the table because he can't, he's too tall. I'm not too tall to duck under then I look for his legs, and it's like his legs are there, I'm gonna go out here, you know? And finally I realize it's gonna end badly no matter what I do. So I run out the front door, you know, I cast my chocolate-covered raisins into the front yard, and he's like, that's stupid, you're stupid. So in my mind, it's like, oh, they're gonna enjoy their life, have families, go to church on Sunday. You know, everything's good now. So, okay, I think I've established, I do have to say this other thing too. I also was just kind of strange in other ways. I had this thing where I like to gather all the belts in the house and put them around my ankles, put them around my, you know, shins, knees, all the way up and down, you know, neck, everything. But the last thing I couldn't do, so I go to my dad, who was always like, hey, Roddy, you want to go toss around a football? No, it hurts. Hey, Roddy, do you want to do this? Blah, blah. No, it hurts. So, you know, but I went to him with like, hey, Dad, could you put this last belt on? And I was like, he's like, well, sure. You know, I was like, you know what? It's kind of, it doesn't feel as bad as you would think, Dad. It's kind of neat. I like this. So anyhow, comes my 7th birthday. Around 6, 7, 8, 9, that's when the boy gets a gun, and it's kind of a rite of passage and all that kind of shit. I didn't want a gun. I could not hunt. Could not hunt. If I was in the woods, I was like Snow White, singing, trying to get a bird to land on my finger, okay? So, I like, you know, I'm like dropping hints, like, I'd really like some roller skates. And my mom would be like, well, honey, what kind of birthday cake would you like? You know, she's avoiding, and it's like, well, I like chocolate frosting and a white cake, but I'd really like roller skates. Anyhow, that didn't happen. My birthday comes. I'm downstairs playing the piano, of course, and of course I have allergies. That just all goes together. You all know it all goes together. I'm down there playing piano. My family comes downstairs singing happy birthday to you, and they have a long white box. And I have my Logic side that says, that's a damn gun. I don't want a gun. But I have a bigger side that is this hopeless romantic that's like, that's roller skates that you have to assemble. Yeah, right? I know. And that carried on through my entire life. So I get down on the floor, I open up the box, and I see this gun, and oh, Jesus, I'm just deflated. It's just like, oh, damn. You know, I look down at this, and it's just, damn it. Took a moment. For some reason, the first thing I did was I looked at my father. Sorry. His face was like my face. He was crushed. He didn't know what to do with this strange boy, but he loved him. So then I felt bad. And I go, oh, I love it, it's beautiful. It's so nice and brown, it's a nice night, you know, it's a light tan, it's not a dark, and most of them are dark, and this is light, it's beautiful, and look how shiny it is, you know. Well, my father's face did not change. He was down. So I had to make it up big time. So that afternoon I said, Mom, where is Dad working? He's down on the bottom. That's a place down by the river. I walked down there with my gun. He's cultivating. And every time he comes around, I hold up a finger. One, I killed something. I killed a bird, held up my gun. 4 times this happens till my father idles down the tractor. And this man gets out. Wah, 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 wah. That's the tailpipe, but on top of the exhaust, on top of the tractor is wah, 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 wah. I remember that noise, I had to include it. He gets down and he goes, so you killed 4 birds? I was like, yeah, Dad, I killed 4 birds. That's pretty good on your first time out. I was like, well, Dad, it's a great gun. It's a great gun. That's why, well, with 4 birds, we can find one of those birds. And I was like, ooh, I didn't expect that. So I was like, no, Dad, they fell in the hedgerow over there, in the grass. We can't find those. He's like, well, with 4 birds, we can find one. So we're trudging off over to that hedgerow to find these birds. And I'm like, every step, I'm like, dear God, please let there be a dead bird over there. Dear God, you've never listened to me before, but please now, let there be a dead bird somewhere there. And so we get there, no dead birds, of course, none, as God is wont to do. We head back to the tractor, and I'm almost done here. We head back to the tractor, the front tire is about this high. My dad gets up there, and he sits up there. He goes, Rastus, come up here. He called me Rastus. That was like, Rastus, it's okay. Rastus, it's okay. The bird will be in heaven now. It was never, you know, like Rastus wearing my damn belts or anything like that. It was comforting. I sat on his lap, and he said to me, it's kind of strange we didn't find any dead birds over there. That's 4, and we didn't find one. I was like, well, they found that hedgerow. I'm looking down. I'm not looking at it. It's kind of strange. And he says, well, Rastus, you don't want to kill anything, do you? And that's one of my biggest moments in my entire life. Because I could continue to lie and continue to be normal and continue to be loved, or I could take off the mask and be revealed. But how hideous might I be to this man that I loved? I didn't know, but I took that leap and I told the truth. I said, no, Dad, I don't want to kill anything. And in 5 days, I had red, white, and blue roller skates in my house, and I was in my basement. I skated. Thank you for listening.